Hey, what's going on? It's Glendon Cameron, founder of Hustlers Kung Fu, all about making that money without a job. Today, we're going to talk about something a little different, how to run a home-based business, things no one ever tells you about. There's a lot of information on how to start a business, but what do you do after you get it started? How does that work? As someone who has had physical businesses and for the last, wow, 8 going on 9 years worked from home exclusively, I got a few things I can share with you. First thing we're going to start off with is physical product businesses, because that animal is going to be very, very different. Now, let's just say in this live stream, and later on it won't be live, so you'll hear me talking to people and it's no longer live. But many people don't really know what they're getting into when they start a business from home selling physical products. So the first thing we're going to talk about is infrastructure limitations. Now, infrastructure is the things that help your business grow. It is the framework, all of that stuff that you have to have for your business to run. Now, with physical products, and I'm going to give you a few examples from things that I used to do and things that I help clients do. So for those of you who want to start a business, under the live stream is Hustling 105, how to start a business as fast as possible. You can get that, start listening, learning, and begin building your business tonight. Now, let's talk about physical products and the pitfalls that hits most people. I understand the desire to work from home. I truly get it. I totally get it. If you're doing physical products, first thing you should do after you get started is walk around your city, or if you're going to move at some point in the future, fly to the city that you eventually want to be in and start sorting out physical spots. Because this is going to be the issue. Unless you're selling really small, high-end things, you're going to run out of room and it will impact your quality of life. Now, you go ahead, and by no means, this is not saying don't start from home. Everyone has to start somewhere. I totally get that. But know what you're getting yourself into, know what's coming. And the first thing that's coming is, if you don't build your physical product-based business correctly, you're going to have some big issues. The first one, lack of a formal work schedule. If you don't go ahead and put together your, put together your schedule, in the beginning, you'll always be working, always. And your business, which isn't a bad thing, but it will take over your house. So here's a few steps. Pick one room, set it up. Like behind me is my office. This is the studio. It's actually like 3 studios in here for stuff I do. I've always had a home office. It increases your productivity and it separates work from home to a degree. If you live in a small place, that may be somewhat challenging, but give it a shot. Pick a room or rooms, because if you're doing shipping and stuff and you have a lot of products, I would suggest that if it's possible, if you can't do it, you can't do it, that you move into a home that will facilitate your business, because the business, that's the asset, right? If you make the asset better, you have more money. And if you're going to be doing physical products, one of the best setups that I have found is a house with a 2 to 3 car garage. You have a driveway, you can have deliveries, you can meet the UPS man, best. Now, one house, my partner's house, which was in Stone Mountain, Georgia, there was a basement that we worked out of. But from the street, you had to go across the grass, but there was a way to go over the curb and get to the basement door. Because when you're going, because this is just really, once again, If that's all you have, I get it. I truly get it if that's all you have. But if you have a situation where you have to come through your house, go down some stairs, you're risking injury, you're wearing yourself out, and you're reducing your efficiency. But once again, if that's all you have, that's all you have. But if it's possible, move into that type of situation and seriously buy a house or rent a house, whatever you need to do, that is actually bigger than you need. Now, this does kind of run the risk of running a quasi illegal business, depending upon code and zoning and stuff. But once again, you're starting the business out. And as long as your business does not impact your neighbors, no one really cares. Only when there are cars lined up and down the street, people can't get into their houses, or their access to their properties blocked or something like that. That's the only time that people really trip. Yeah, I've done that before. I've had those kind of issues. But that's the first thing. Two, you have to have written goals written for growth, because your home-based business will actually grow into your home. And once you reach your limits, it'll stop. You know, there's certain milestones you keep hearing people saying 10,000 a month, 15,000 a month, maybe 20. Then they jump into this or that, and then they just kind of keep hitting that ceiling, right? Well, the reason they're hitting that ceiling, it isn't a smart thing. It's not a talent thing. It's an infrastructure thing. So working from home inherently will force you to create a small business that necessarily isn't operating from a standpoint of the most money it can make. It's operating from the standpoint of, this is all the room you have. Big difference. I'll give you another parallel of that same dynamic. Storage units. When I used to buy storage units, I saw people go crazy over units that they can move in their car. I was one of those people at one point, or units they can move by truck. Then the really big units that took a box truck to move, or actually two, they didn't buy. But proportionally, those units were cheaper. And they were cheaper because you got more stuff for your dollar. Like, let's say there's a 10 by 10, maybe a 10 by 15, and it's not full, but people will go crazy because it's accessible. It's easier to move. Then you go ahead and get one of these bigger units, and let's say that unit went for $100. Then over here, this unit that has 3 to 4 times more stuff, or 3 to 4 times more opportunities to make money, will go proportionally for maybe twice the price, so like 300, but there's 4 times as much stuff over and over and over again. And that's, once again, an infrastructure limitation that many people build their businesses on, and that's wondering why they can't scale. So that's, working from home is great. And if you have a service-based business, or you're a digital citizen type like me, then you don't have as many infrastructure hiccups, but you still have infrastructure hiccups. Family. If you have a house where your office is in close proximity to family activities, that can and usually will impact your productivity. People will not think you're working when you're in office because you're, quote, at home. That's problematic. So part of that is having a place where you can segment as much as possible, and in the kitchen, post your work hours. And this is another reason for having work hours. When you have posted work hours, people tend to respect that more than, I'm working, damn it, I'm working. Just do. So let me hit the chat room real quick. And remember, for those of you who want to start a business, there is Hustling 105, how to start a business as fast as possible, under the stream. We got Amina, who I like messing up her name. Virtual Input, what's up? Working from home is a lot harder than I assume. Most people run into that. Wayne Frazier, what's up? You inspire us. Thank you. My house looks like USB. Colson Seymour, how do you know exactly what people will buy? Great question. Go to the channel, check out the stream I did this morning, and I talk about that. Benjamin, what's up? Eli Lutz, you got hella game, bro. Appreciate the knowledge. Thanks for being here tonight. Ronnie, we learned a lot from you from about life, not just selling. Appreciate it. Glad to join the Hustle Nation. Okay, so physical products, incidentally, which are the easiest to get into, are also the ones that will limit you the quickest, because typically when you're buying stuff from, people are buying stuff from you, whether it's physically or online, it's a product. It's like, hey, it's a watch. Okay. If it works, fine. If it doesn't, I'm gonna bring it back. And then we start selling digital products, it gets a little different. So if you're going to sell physical products, plan for expansion as soon as you open. Many people, their first goal is to make as much money as possible, but they don't plan for expansion. They don't plan for growth. So what happens is they'll start this business and they'll start the business and it will turn into income, and there's no growth. It's just straight up hustle all the time, which isn't the best business model. It's just not. So plan for growth, dedicated workspace. If you live alone, you don't have this issue, but if you do have family, sit down with them, formal, in the kitchen. It's like, hey, during these hours, these are my work hours, and you guys need to respect that. Just having that conversation up front, and people will breach that, and people will try you, but you have to say, look, I'm working. These are my work hours, posted work hours. And then after work hours, you just be way more flexible, even though more than likely you'll be in there working. Let's see what we got going on here. How was the chili? The chili was amazing. And matter of fact, I got pictures. I don't have it on the screen, but I tried something new, because this is a new commitment that I'm trying to make. I'm trying. Let's see. Let's cancel that. Let's see. Tonight, well, actually, oh yeah, that's that beef stew. It was slamming. It was slamming. I mean, this stuff was good, even if I say so myself and I made it. What's up, Rose? Jigga 1017. Glendon, how do you stay motivated when making cold calls from the house? I sell video commercials and video interviews to local businesses across the country via home. You are dialing for dollars, my dude. You are an inside salesperson. You got to set your goals. I mean, when I was doing that, I had Michael Shanley on my ass, so I didn't have to stay motivated. He was on my ass. I mean, when people have motivational problems, my first question is, are you working in the capacity that you should be? I don't really have to motivate myself to do this. It's a habit. I like it. It's fun. I mean, it's part of the dream, the American dream, doing what I want, how I want, when I want. So I guess freedom motivates me. Jigga 10,017 made 3 sales of a total of 1,000 last month, but so far 0 this month, and I'm frustrated. I don't want to put an excuse in your mind, but typically sales slow down during the holidays. So to adjust that, you need to double your call volume. If you make 100 calls a month, you now need to make 200. If you make 200, you need to make 400. Hear me and hear me now. Money never sleeps. Business never stops. Business slows down, but business never stops. So we're going to segue into selling services and physical products. Selling services are digital products from home. Same thing, home office, but you don't have the shipping and the storage and those elements of the business. Now, this is what helped me, because when I started my office furniture business, I was working from home for a little while. Then I would get up, put on my khakis and my button-down shirt, and sit at my desk. I had my home office looked very much like the office I had when I had a job. I had a 6-foot full-size desk. I had filing cabinets. I had the whole thing, and my office was in a bedroom. and I didn't have a television in there, because how many people have a television in their office at work? Most people don't. Some people do, most people don't. So I made those adjustments, and I had regular working hours, and I woke up and I went in the office and I was at work. So creating a routine helps formulate a habit, and habit is much stronger than willpower. By creating an environment that reinforces the habit that you want to have, it's just going to be much better than you just like, I can do it, I can hustle it. No, no, no. That shit's going to wear out after a little bit of time. So that's my advice. Quadruple your productivity if you want, and I need to hear that you want it. I'll give you a serious discount on the Power of Six productivity course, and I'll just throw it up there, and I'll just throw it up there in the comment section. But I got to hear that you want it. If you don't want it, I'm not going to do it. Now, working from home as a professional, to get back to Jigga 1017, dress up like you would dress up if you had a job. Act as if you had a job. Because see, one of the things is, if you work from home, your whole day can be what I call quasi work. You're at home, you're at your desk, but you're not really productive. You're not being productive. You don't move the needle. You don't move the needle, you don't make any money. So treat your business with more reverence and admiration than you treated that so-called job that you said you hated. Many people treat their businesses with less respect than they treat their jobs. Why? Because there's somebody that's cracking that whip. You've got to crack your own whip. Then another thing that we're going to talk about is trying to create a digital citizen type business. That's where you're selling information. That's where you're speaking. That's where you're an influencer. That's where you're doing this stuff. It works better if you did it in real life first. And this is why. You have a track record and you have confidence comes from that accomplishment. There's this thing called imposter syndrome. And I've seen it mentioned in many groups. It's not imposter syndrome. You've never done this shit before. You've learned about it. You read some blogs. You maybe wrote a book. I saw a girl who wasn't really making any money from video marketing. She wrote this video marketing book that did really well, and she couldn't do it in real life. She could do it online. She could make it look good. And I don't know how it's going because I haven't checked in a while, but when you do it in real life and you're successful, the matriculation to online is so much easier. It just is. Charlatan 19, I suffer from that. Well said. What do you suffer from exactly? And Jigga 10-7, I want it. This is Jamil from the stroke last year. Oh man, you made a comeback. Okay, hold on. Let me find it. You know, y'all got those screen names, right? And yeah, it's not gonna matter if I leave all that open. I'm gonna go ahead and hook you up. Let's see. Let me find it. Now, who said I suffer from let's see, whatever that was. Let's see, here it is. Now, the Power of Six is real simple. It's just a simple formula that anyone can do to, yeah, I'll do it for, I'll take 70% off, and I'll do this. All right. If you do this, you'll be more productive in 30 days than you've ever been in your life. All right. So, boom, that's it. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, not respecting the business. Oh, yeah. Oh, big time. I mean, you know, I think some people kind of look at what I do and they're not really paying attention to that this is somewhat of a creative pursuit. And I can get away with a lot of stuff because I'm a creative person. I mean, I had a business meeting today and I had this shirt on. Seriously, I rolled in there and they were like, it was kind of funny. What's up, Patches? Now, with yeah, that's a very thing, and I'm gonna recommend some books because y'all seem to love it when I recommend books. So let's go to Amazon. See, I'm not even trying to hit you over the head with an affiliate link. How about that? All right. For those of you who are selling, I'm going to give you the books, and I'm going to give you a format. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hit you up with a little screen share action, and we're going to talk about this because I'm going to do a separate video on screen share. Is like saying I don't want to work for some reason. All righty then. Screen share said, screw y'all. We work with, it's not working. Dag, damn it. It's just, damn it. Okay. What I'm going to do, there's always a way around it. So hold on a second. Okay. When he said books, my croc brain jumped out on land. That's funny. For those of you who will come later, the screen share said I'm on strike. I'm striking for my $15 an hour, so it's just decided it's not going to work. So we're just out of that. Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me try some stuff. Okay, what you can do is go to that link so everybody can look at Amazon.com. And that's a guy called Daniel Pink. Now, Daniel has written a lot of sales books. Now, what I want you to do while you're looking at that, let's go in here. I want you to go to his earliest books. Just look at the publication dates and go to the earliest stuff. Oh, excuse me. Free Agent Nation, Drive, and yeah, the earliest books, and buy one book at a time and work your way back. Okay. So do that and you will develop some sale. It's like a sales curriculum, right? It'll help you. It helped out a little bit because I was like looking like a ghost. It will help you with setting up sales procedures, understanding sales psychology, because for those of you who work at home in the capacity of a service provider, you're selling something, you've got to put together your own processes. There's no human resources. There's no SOP. That's all on you, which is a beautiful thing. Less Than Pod just bought Pitch Anything after hearing the recommendation. What's up? Bought that, started reading it the other day. Yeah, Pitch Anything is an awesome book. It's an awesome book because if you read it correctly, it will help you tremendously with dating. Even though Oren Klaff, the author, he gets irritated when people make that. But what people, you know, from the pickup community, or I think it is now just be alpha, bro, it's psychology. It's psychology. It's all in all psychology. And part of working from home and respecting your business is setting up a routine. Like, you know, all this stuff behind me, this is the office. Matter of fact, I will turn this off. I thought I turned it off. Let's see. Okay, turned it off. As you can see, it's a little junky back there, but I got 2 desks, I got my chair, I've got 2 computers. So when I come in here, I am, boom, ready to get to work. It's a habit because environments support success. They really do. What's up, Dazzy Cox? All right, now I'm gonna ask a little survey, a little feedback. How many people like the email that I sent out an hour ahead of time? I'm just checking. How many people are here from that email? Because, you know, people are on me, and let's see. Ronnie, books on finding out what you really want to do for a living, obviously being your own boss. Okay, Ronnie, this is what you got to do. You got to go out and live. Now, I'm going to give you a few steps. We don't have the rites of passage for men that we used to in this country. So I'm going to give you something. If you're a young guy and you're living with your parents, get the fuck out of the parents' house, which means you might have to have a roommate or roommates, which is going to decimate your dating life. But fuck dating for now. Get out of their house and start to develop some independence. And while you're out of their house, start experiencing stuff. Travel. If you have a college degree, you can go teach English in many countries and they'll put you up and you'll be getting a middle-class income. Plus, you'll be getting experience that other people that will compete with you will not have. So get out the house, travel, work, and when you get out the house, get 2 jobs. I know you're going like, hey, this is about starting a business, right? Well, one of the best ways to learn how a business is run is to work for a successful business. One of the reasons that my office furniture business was successful, the upscale garage sale was successful, Conundrum Medium was successful, the new companies were successful, was I got professional sales training from a rock star. And if I did not have that job, and I had no problem saying this, I wouldn't be doing as well as I'm doing now. So you want to have a business, write a goal. I want to own a business, but find a company that's killing it. Get in that company and don't be the average employer. Be a sponge. Find out upper management. And seriously, you can do this. And a lot of people don't do it. You got a CEO or whatever, send them a real email and do some research on them. Find out, stalk their Facebook page, stalk their Twitter, find out some things about them, and just send them this email. It's like, hey, I'm Al. I work in the mailroom, but I want to be an executive and I want to be a business owner one day. And do you mind one evening after work if I take you to dinner? And develop that relationship. See, you do that, you become remembered. People talk about you. You'll get, I'm telling you, because most folks don't do this because it's all about me, hook me up, pay me more, me. I guarantee you that anyone who works for a company, if you send this email to your boss or the CEO or whoever that you can get to, hands down, this is a rare email, and many of them will never receive such an email. So just giving you that. All right. I'm here from the last email. The email was on point A. Okay. All right. So I'll keep doing that. I'll try to get it an hour ahead. Like I said, this was all an experiment. I've been doing it for 3 weeks and I'm just like, we'll see how many people show up. And that's something else that you have to do. You have to do stuff not knowing what the outcome is going to be. That's one of the things. I do a lot of tests that drives people crazy, but that's something else that you would have to do if you're a person who is selling stuff and who is out here building stuff. Now, other things about running a home-based business is your goal should be at some point to move out. At some point, I'm going to have to move out of here. I got more leeway than the average person, but I'm going to have to get out of here. Which means, and one of the reasons I'm going to get out of here is like the meeting today I had with a potential client is once I start doing stuff, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on and I'm going to have to rent office space. Now, part of that is building the business, building the brand. But, I've been working from home for 8 going on 9 years now. And it's been a interesting journey. But part of growing your business is you're going to have to learn management skills. Like I said, another stream, Nick Saban, Roll Tide, University of Alabama football coach, he has a process for hiring people of excellence. If you could be dumb as a rock. If you learn how to hire very well and manage, you can become a billionaire. Why? Because you can find people with PhDs, all these other things that you don't have, and they can run your business and make you rich. Hiring the appropriate people is a critical skill set. Developing teams and networking on a mega level is some killer skill sets to have. Let's see, Tony Jones. The resale market has dropped since apps like OfferUp. Not surprised, because what you've done is, and I should say, it hasn't dried up, it's increased. This is what OfferUp has done. It's brought people to the table that normally wouldn't be at the table. So The market hasn't gone down. The market has become so huge that the sales, there are more sales, there are more people, but there's more competition. So the market hasn't gone down at all. It's more competition. Facebook is into selling merch. The OfferUp, Craigslist, Nextdoor. There's so many things now. It's amazing. BT the Creator. How do you test a survey a physical product you're away from home? Easy. Same way you would test it anyway. You just go out and find people. Watch the video that was today was talking about audience and how to find this stuff, because that's going to help you. Because typically, if you got a product or something, you want someone to review it or serve, you got to find people. You got to find somebody, and put that product in their hands and say, hey, I think of doing this program. Let me just throw this out there, since BT the Creator One put this out there. I am thinking of doing a 2-day boot camp here, locally. We get a hotel, and then we do some intensive business training. Who here would be interested in something like that? I thought about it. This is the first time I put it out. Now, to BT the Creator, that's how you just do that. When I was writing a lot of dirty books, I would go out, and if I saw a woman reading, because it was the target audience, and I say, hey, I'm not trying to be weird or anything, but I'm a writer. I write erotica. And they'd be like, oh, really? What's your email address? And I'd like to send you a copy. And the deal is, I want you to tell me if it sucks or not. Okay, please. I'm just happy. So how long you been writing? Blah, blah, blah. It's not that hard. So we got Mr. Bonham, 86. Less than pi. I'll be down in ATL, but I'm broke. All right. That's 2 people who said they were interested. Okay. Because the thing is, what I'm thinking about is doing, let's see, like day 1 would be mentorship, mindset. Then day 2 would be, day 1 would be prepping the mind. Day 2 would be mechanics or something like that. We got 3, T3D, T3 divine healing. Just be clear, make sure that we all understand this. So you will either drive or get on the plane, come here and rent a hotel for 2 days. Who would be interested in something like that? If I get enough interest, I'll do it. Because one of the things I'm doing is following my own advice. Next year, there'll probably be 3 people helping me, maybe 4. And I will be back in the strategic chair versus right now I'm a worker bee. And I'm a worker bee because I'm reorganizing the company. I'm changing stuff around, and I can't go out and quote hire someone to do this, because I'm in the group and we're having very good conversations about this stuff, and you just find a lot of things. So we got, let's see what we have. We got Faye Dunn is, I would be interested, but like he said, I'm broke, LOL. I'll be down if I live in ATL, but I'm here in the cold in Ohio. Let's see. So we got 3 who would be Saxy Moxie, Me Too, I Shine Pressure Wash, and I'm in. Triumphant, Aikido, I would, but I'm in New Jersey. See, that's why I put the C. Now, let's talk about that. Let's see, we're talking about surveys. Now, I said who would be down, and then I went and gave qualifiers of getting an airplane, riding on an airplane, renting a hotel room, which is expensive, who'd be down. And, there are people who are saying, I like the concept, but I don't have any money. Michael Sneed, would it be for startups or established business owners? Ooh, great question. It would be for rookies. I would do a separate event for established business owners. This is why I need a team. This is why I need a team, because when you do events in a hotel, there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot. And, so there would be 2 events, one for rookies, one for established business owners. Colson Seymour, I'm in the A and I'm very motivated. Let's go. So let's go back to BT the Creator. How do you test a survey of physical product you're away from home? That's it. You go out and simply talk to people. It's not like you have to have a clipboard. Actually, if you approach people with a clipboard, it's amazing how they will treat you. It's amazing, the ones who will actually engage. Live in the D will travel to ATL. Okay, So we got a few people expressed interest. Now that's phase one of survey. So that's the initial put it out there, see how many people are interested. Well, so let's just say there was 500 people on this stream and 350 said, yeah. So we could say safely 80 to 90 would actually come. So whatever people say yes or no, yes, always put it in thirds, and you can like say, bam, here's a third, that's money, and you might get half. But typically, if your pitch is right, if you're sequencing right, you know, a third will actually show up. There's a Cox, I would be down. Patches 301 didn't get the email. Akito, I'll be down if you did the webinar. I live in Japan. Ooh, I lived in Japan for 6 months. It was awesome. I was the tallest person everywhere. It was amazing. It was awesome. I was feeling very powerful. KK, yep. I'm 6 hours away in Florida, but I'll be there. Okay, so a lot of people are kind of chiming in on this. Once again, all right, so let's go back to BT the Creator. So let's do this. Now, how many people would be interested in a virtual summit where, let's see, I brought in an attorney, a CPA, a certified financial planner, CFP. Yeah. Who would be interested if I put together a virtual summit where I got these professionals who you could ask these questions, and plus there would be more structure because they just wouldn't be there asking questions, but I would have them speak on certain things. Who'd be interested in there? Rose, I'm here in India. I'll be interested. I'm down. Now, the reason I'm asking, because I'm thinking about putting on an event, and it won't be like, I will probably do a beta event, like a weekend, like who can make it super, super affordable, and then do a larger event after that. So for those folks who get off the email list, oops. Okay. And all right, so let's go back to BT the Creator. If you notice, I actually do the things that I tell you. See, it's just that simple. And here's something else too. If you develop the confidence to do this type of stuff in public and go up to strangers, you're going to develop a certain mystique, a certain air about yourself that's going to help you make more money. Because people are just not used to folks having that kind of confidence. They really aren't. All right, KK me. So let's see, where are we? Because like I said, I wasn't going to keep this too long. We're at 37 minutes. I'm still feeling good. I actually have to make a business call after this. So if anyone's got any questions, now a few other things I'm going to tell you. You should go ahead and get an LLC. You should incorporate after you're making money. After you get money, we don't deviate from that. 2, you should write up a retirement plan, even if you don't have the money. There's a simplified, let's see, simplified self-employment, pension, SEP, things like that. You should start doing, because you are giving the great gift of being 100% in control of your life. Many people aren't ready for that. Many people don't want that. But if you do that, you set yourself apart from all of the other people out there. I would need more info to see if I attend that. Well, like, once again, I'm just throwing stuff out, because see, this is how you, when I did the video talking about the audience, this is what you do. Because I've gotten several different responses. There are people who are saying, hey, I like the concept, but I don't have the money right now. There's people who are saying, I need more info. This is testing. This is talking to the audience. This is research. This is what I'm talking about. It's just that simple. Eli Lutz, does an LLC need bylaws? If single member, nah, you can get away with a lot of stuff. But if you got partners, hell yeah. If you have partners, you need an operating agreement, you need articles of incorporation and bylaws. And this is why. If you have partners, you need to sit down and go down to the corn on the cob. And if partner A, these are your responsibilities, and be really clear, distinct, and the percentages of partnership should be all up in that operating. Well, in your article, all that stuff should be in your articles of incorporation. Who owns what? Who has what? Your operating agreement is the role of each member of the LLC. Wendell Woods 3. If you start a home-based business, should you copyright or trademark your product? Or when do you copyright or trademark your product? There's a lot of opinions on that. This is me. Copyright your stuff when you know it's making money. I mean, you know, that's it. I mean, would you copyright something that you know is going to fail? Of course not. Make money, then look into that. I'm going to add a lot more stuff to that. Any more questions? Because one of the things is I'm in the process of doing like 6 different things with clients. And there's a little hiccup because, you know, when holidays happen, people check out. So I'm kind of waiting on somebody, which drives me crazy. So, and this is another thing from working from home. If you've got a business, you have some things that you're doing, and there's this one objective you want to do. You should have a list with 20, 30 things. So this thing ain't happening and it's driving me crazy. Fine, work good, but work around, do those other things. And that's where the power of 6 will come in. Pauline, I copyright my newsletters. What? There is sound. I don't know what you're talking about. Make sure. Yeah, there's sound. that would be on you. I'm not going to get into stocks, index funds and stuff. My advice to everyone on that tip is make money. And, you know, this is what I talked about. An attorney, a CPA, certified financial planner, those people, go talk to those people, because there's 61 people here watching this right now. And all 61 people have different personal situations, families and stuff. So it just depends. So I don't get into what you should invest in. My personal recommendation, but everyone is different, I think you should invest in a business. It's a great investment. T3 Divine Healing was asked to be a partner in LLC, yet hardly know the person. Is that important if the plan is a good idea? Great question. Okay, this is why you have the articles of incorporation, and this is why you have the operating agreement. If the plan is solid, you create the LLC, you create the operating agreement, you create the bylaws and stuff, and you put in a shit hit the fan clause. Like if someone doesn't fulfill their duties, you put in language on if Sean, whatever, doesn't do this, Sean has to do this or has to pay penalties. You spell all of that stuff out, and then that will protect you, because, you know, once you do this LLC, then you're an officer on that LLC. You know, depending upon how it's written up, you may or may not have access to the checking account. You know, it just really depends. Let's see. Opinion. Tom Jones made thousands out of my home in the winter of 2015, mainly from Craigslist. Got addicted to the business, but every year after it went south, you kind of lost me on that one, Tom. But typically these things, because, you know, there's going to be some stuff that I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to make any streams tomorrow, because I got things I got to work on, because I'm getting busy. And part of the reasons that, you know, when I did Uncivilized Profits and when I did Fat Cat Secrets and I made them beta, is I knew it was going to take me time to put this together, and I knew that, and that's why I didn't like set dates or anything, because what I want to do is give you real time, real shit, real people are doing, making real money. I could sit down and create these courses in a week. Will the shit be good? It'll be kind of good, but not as good as me sitting down and doing this deal and actually giving you the numbers, because there's a lot of things I'm doing. A lot of things, because as you notice, the channel's changing. I'm doing stuff totally differently. So it's a lot more coming to Uncivilized Profits. There's a lot more coming to Fat Cat Secrets, how LLCs make you bank. And I'm just not going to throw it in there to throw it in there, because that's why I put this stuff cheaply, because let's just sit down and talk about value. Let's say you paid, let's just say you paid $1,000 for, and it's not $1,000 right now. Let's just say you paid $1,000 for Fat Cat Secrets, and you learned not one, not two, but three things. That's it. Just three things you didn't know. Three. And those three things ended up making you $300,000 extra, or saving you $300,000 in your life. What's the value of that? I told someone today on Facebook who put up a question about one thing, and I was able to look, because his thing was, people who make a lot of money, what's your best credit card to get points, because taxes are kicking them out the ass. I went ahead and laid out a structure for him, because I talked to him. I've actually met him in person. I know exactly how much he makes, and he was like, oh man, thank you for sending me this. This is good stuff. I'm doing part of this, but I didn't know about the other thing. And this whole thing is going to save him about 32% on his taxes. Now, I did that because we're developing a professional relationship, because I'm going to need him to help me do some stuff. But that whole thing that I directed him, because I could do more, but I was just like this. The people at the airport, that's all I did. But, we'll see, because he hit me back 3 times. I don't know why the market changed in Ohio. D. Roper had a service business in 2015, net 90K, grew way too fast, not enough manpower, had Glenn in my headphones taking action. I've had plenty of people who have made, from this, just doing these streams on the channel in general, who've made consistently $1,000 a month extra. Let's say $500 to $1,000 a month extra just listening. I mean, $500, that's 6 G's a year. It's here. And the reason the thing that separates those people from other folks is action. It's just that the money's out there. What kind of service business did you have? And to D. Roper GFX, this is what I'm talking about, starting a business, and what I mentioned earlier about the infrastructure. If you build it in the DNA early, because I have a client who we're in the process, the goal is to build a $5 million business. So we're doing the hard shit first, because this is the thing. Everybody wants to jump out the gate, want to just hit the ground running, but building that foundation, like when they build a house, when they build a building, have you ever noticed when they build a building that the foundation, and you'll see they'll go in and they'll grade the land and they'll put in the sewage and the electrical, and that's really, really slow. But once they get that in, the rest of the building goes up like that. You've seen that 1,000 times. That foundation has to be solid, or it's not going to support that building. But once they get that foundation built, it flies. So that's the type of stuff. And we will see, because I've got 2 meetings Friday, and how those go. Because one of the things that I'm doing is I'm going in economical, and with the clause is, we do this, you need to come on video and talk about it. Let's see, Elder Williams, just listening to you for 2 years. I bought 2 rental properties while working 2 full-time jobs. Soon I'll be making a transition to full-time investor. Congratulations. So what are you doing? You're taking income from one job and buying the properties and living on the other one? That's pretty cool. What do you think, Uber? What do you think about Uber when so many drivers enter the space? Uber's a hustle. Uber's not a business opportunity. Uber's a hustle. It's like, I need money right now. That's what Uber is. Now check this out. This is what, let me see. Let me go ahead and get this link. Because I'm gonna say this again. Let's see. All right, let's get this link. It's kind of funny. Let's see. We'll see how that goes tomorrow. All right. So here's this video that I did. How to find products, right? Now let's go to D. Roper GFX, 90,000 net based on building shoe storage boxers for sneakerheads. Now, I have a feeling that D. Roper is in that demographic or as close to someone in that demographic. Let's say this again, 90 G's, 1 year building custom storage boxes for sneakerheads. You know how much these custom closets cost for women and shoes and stuff? $2,000 to $25,000. There's a market for making a better organized closet. So I can really see that. What's up, Rugged Collars? Let's see, Colson Seymour. Want to start a service-based business like ASAP. What do you suggest for maximum marketing strategy? So much competition on ACL. I see code enforcement haters banning signs. This is what you do. I don't know what kind of service. You find some customers and you do a really good job for them. And this is what most service professionals don't do. And after you do the service, it's like, hey, do you like my service? And they say, yes, this is called micro commitments. Then it's like, would you give me the name and number of 2 of your friends who can use my services? Get that first 5 or 6. This is why I'm meeting with people, because once I get the people I want, I'm going to hit them with 2, 3 people. And those are called peer level referrals. It's much strong. That's the strongest recommendation you can get. So get yourself some original customers, do whatever you have to, and then treat them right and get some more. So that's it. All right, where are we with this? Cool. Let me put this in there. Uber is a hustle, not, not a business. Uber is something to sustain you while you're working on your real business. That's how I look at it. It's not the thing. It's very hard because I mean, if you're really smart, there's some things you can do, but you need to have salesmanship skills. You ready to call us? I started a YouTube channel just to practice and I'm liking it. Got 6 views. Whoa, do you think that's wise to practice first? I tell people to create a personal blogging channel and just to throw up with as much stuff as possible. What that's going to do is test their camera. It's going to test their equipment. It's going to test their angles. Plus, it's going to get all of those jitters and stuff out. Because, you know, my first video, which is still up, I look like I'm scared as hell. This is good, the camera. And it's just me in my basement. No, I don't think I was in the basement. I think I was in the dining room. I'm not sure. All right, for those who are here, be sure to like, subscribe, share this video. And for those of you who want to start a business, grab Hustling 105 to how to start a business as fast as possible. We'll have more topics like this because what I'm doing is trying to fill in this space in the marketplace that I see is missing, because everything is like how to start some saturated, but there's not a lot of how to run a home-based business, how to set up your sales team, how to hire people, not a lot of that stuff. So we'll be covering that in these streams. So be sure to subscribe. And if you want to be notified, I've got the Hustler Kung Fu Live email list. I'm hitting the main list right now, but if you want to be on that, go ahead and grab it. All right, so with that, I will see you guys later. Probably will be a live stream tomorrow, but I'm not 100% sure. So with that, I'm going to bounce. Thanks everybody that came out tonight.